Hello, hola, buenas noches a las todos y bienvenidos a la Ay Caramba, your AAA post show here at BC WrestlePod. For those of you who did not understand Spanish, I said good evening and welcome to Ay Caramba. Yes, that is what we're calling our AAA post show here. It was going to be El Gordo y El Blanquito, but I decided to go with Ay Caramba, but spell it with three A's.
No, no, no. I like El Blanco y El Gordito.
Yes. That is going to be our alternative names.
All right, I need to change my thing then.
So, I am El Gordito, also known as Mikey El Jefe of BC WrestlePod, and joining me this evening on our debut AAA post show, we have, of course, El Blanquito himself, the Polite Father, also known as Kilt Man across the socials and the internet. I'm excited to have him here. And we are finally here. We've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks, but to welcome to the official AAA post show here at BC WrestlePod. We are now going to be talking about some AAA stuff, which is going to be lots and lots of fun. And dare I say, man, what a first show to start talking about it because we are here tonight to talk about the Noche de los Grandes. So we're here to talk about week 1 and week 2. Now that both weeks have decided to air in its completion, we're going to talk about all the stuff that we got. And yeah, man, this is going to be fun. Before we get into all the action though, really quickly to talk about everything else, really quickly for our intro. Y'all, you already know where you can find us when we go streaming live. We're pretty much live every single week, all over your favorite streaming platforms. You can maybe pick between those to look at. You could also check out our social medias at BC WrestlePod for report cards and other fun stuff over there. We got some merch, bcwrestlepodshop.fourthwall.com. And last but certainly not least, we have coffee that helps us pay that if you feel obligated and feel inclined to donate to help pay for all the stuff that we're going to be doing this summer, please feel free to do so. That will be happening in the chat ever so often, but it is okay. We love you, even if you can't, and you being here is enough. Alrighty. So let's just get into it because we got lots of things to talk about. And yeah, let's get this show under the way. So, we're going to start off with week 1 of Noche de los Grandes, which saw 4 matches. And we're going to talk about this first one here, which is for the AAA Cruiserweight Championship. So, of course, this saw the champion going into the match, Laredo Kid, defending the title against the challenger in Rey Fenix. Now, this match was particularly made because on a previous episode of AAA, we had Rey Fenix go up against Laredo Kid for the championship. And due to some shenanigans and some dick punch cities, Laredo Kid was able to retain the championship. And newly named AAA GM Rey Mysterio didn't like that. And so he made the match official that at Noche de los Grandes, we would get a rematch where Rey Fenix would get another shot at Laredo Kids AAA Cruiserweight Championship match. Now, I really like this match. I thought this was a really smart way to open up the show because you have your cruiserweights going at it. Laredo Kid has held this title for 400 and some odd days, which is a really long time. Rey Fenix, of course, the brother of Penta, was and has tied deep roots in Mexico in general, but also in AAA as well. So the crowd is immediately behind him. This was a lot of fun. I thought this was really cool, high flying action. And again, we saw the dick kicks and the dick punches, but it would not be the same results because Rey Fenix would ultimately use the exposed turnbuckle that Laredo Kid was trying to use beforehand to get him and allow him to pick up the championship win. So some really fun stuff. Kilt, how did you feel about the AAA Cruiserweight Championship match?
Oh, I loved every moment of this. This was a great match. I absolutely it was such a great minute. And one thing I kind of wish um, I'm trying to fix my burrito because my feet are cold. Um, while I'm trying to troubleshoot issues with a Bluetooth setting. Um, this was a great match, and I kind of wish they would bring the cruiserweight back over to the main roster as well. Because I think it would be, yeah, it's okay. It's another belt, but think about it, how stagnant they are right now. They have so much that they're doing, and really, it's kind of like mostly fluff. Um, because for some reason, Triple H decides that he wants to do the slowest of slow burns and not get to the fucking point. And also, they have a lot of people on their roster that would be great for this style, this specific weight class, and everything would be just. I would enjoy the shit out of it personally. Mikey, you're muted.
Sorry, 100% agree with you. There is a lot of cruiserweights if you really want to go by weight class in main roster and even in NXT to a certain extent. It seems what AAA is going to be doing is that they will probably bring some of the WWE stars over ever so often to compete in AAA. I mean, we've seen some of the NXT folks come on down here when we get to night 2 of Noche de Los Grandes. Of course, we had an NXT champion and a main roster star team up with one of the AAA girls down there. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I had this conversation with Nick as well as Matt and Sean. So shout out to the R3 friendos. Love them dearly, and I'm excited to do stuff with them over the summer. But I was telling them that it's amazing and crazy to me that AAA, which essentially is under the umbrella of WWE, between them, Evolve, NXT, and main roster, the fact that they are under the same umbrella, but the presentation and the creative is so vastly different. I'm just like, now I don't want to say it's all on one person, but shout out to Undertaker for being the general for like being the creative force behind a AAA right now. So I love it.
He's doing wonders right now. I'm surprised at whenever anyone from that is not from this area of wrestling starts to take over, you get concerned because he's the biggest concern. Obviously, is he going to bring like the WWE? Is he going to be forced in the WWE style of not only storytelling but also wrestling here? And
Mhm.
so far, it looks like just basically let him do whatever. For the, within obviously within bounds, he's not slow burning a lot. He's not causing too much issue. And then them making Rey Mysterio the GM, which makes the literally the most sense
Mhm.
they could do outside of putting Rey at hi mama. Yeah, so anyway, um my brain farted. Give me 2 seconds. But yeah, instead of putting Ray in charge of creative and everything like GM wise with AAA, this actually makes as well sense. And I'm glad that Mark Calloway, who's the real name of Triple H, uh, he he's doing really really good.
Shout out Undertaker.
No,
Seriously.
why did I say Triple H? That's Paul Levesque.
Yes.
Mark Calloway is Undertaker, and
That's
I'm loving everything he's doing.
I love he did a good job, and this match was a really fun opener. Rey Fenix is your new AAA Cruiserweight champion, and now him and Penta are both champions in the WWE. So I love that for both of them. Hopefully, we'll see them as tag team champions together in the near future. But moving on, From this opener, we get into our second match, which was for the AAA Latin American Championship. This, of course, is our champion, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., taking on El Hijo del Vikingo. Um, I have to be honest, I like these two. I don't feel that their chemistry really got together throughout this match. Um, and also, it was kind of weird to see some run-ins from certain people, but it didn't really affect the match too much. Like we saw Mini Vikingo come and drop kick his actual brother. Yes, Mini Vikingo and Hijo del Vikingo are actually siblings in real life. They are actually brothers. So I thought that because Hijo de Vikingo was put Mini Vikingo out of commission for a couple of weeks, and I thought that would affect the match, but it didn't. Also, Omos was here and he caused a bit of distraction. We had, Galeno try to come in to help out his brother, Dr. Wagner Jr. Um, I feel like there was just too many things and it didn't really coalesce into a cohesive piece from beginning to end. There were parts of this match I did enjoy, but I felt like because of too many run-ins and like I felt like sequences weren't as clean as I hoped that they would be. This match was just all right. The end result is Hijo del Vikingo is your new AAA Latin American champion, which should make some interesting programming moving forward. But yeah, I thought this match was all right. It wasn't bad. It was just, but I felt like it never got into second or third gear for me personally. Kieltsa, what did you think?
I have to agree. Actually, I didn't realize that. I thought they were like either related, like the cousins or like nephew or uh, child or whatever. I didn't realize they were siblings. But with that said, I did like the run in with Mini Vikingo. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, God, I want to talk about him a little bit more, but we'll wait until night two. Um, he this was yeah, as you said, it was really slow paced. I'm not 100% like I didn't really like it. I wasn't completely sure on the storytelling. It felt off, and it felt like this was kind of like um a forced conclusion. Like you had so many run-ins and so many distractions, and then it's like, oh well, he's still lost. Like that don't make no. It just to me, I wasn't fully not invested. It just felt confusing a little bit, just a little off.
Again, not everything was bad. There were some spots I liked, but I feel like we never really got out of first gear. And then it just felt like a really short match with everything that happened. But Vikingo as Latin American champion should be interesting moving forward to see how that goes, especially his attitude that he has about, families and dynasties and wrestling and stuff like that. So it should be really fun stuff. I'm very interested to see how that goes. But yeah, and you're absolutely right. We're going to talk more about Mini Vikingo a little bit later in the show because right now we move on to our third match of week one, which was for the AAA Tag Team Championships. This, of course, is Pagano and Psycho Clown defending the titles against the War Raiders. And again, leading into this match, man, Pagano and Psycho Clown were not on the same page. Ever since their feud with the Wyatt Six a couple months ago, these two have not been able to get on the same page and have been miscommunicating. And even going into this match, they're just like, "Can I trust you? Can we do this? Can we like all that stuff?" And unfortunately, man, the War Raiders took advantage of that because miscommunication was still a thing between Pagano and Psycho Clown, and to the point where Pagano gets hit accidentally by Psycho Clown, which then allows the War Raiders to capitalize, and essentially they become the new AAA Tag Team Champions. It's crazy. Now, I do want to put this out there. I saw a lot of people talk about how is it that the War Raiders are to be tag team champs in Mexico? They're like, what is going on? And I would tend to agree with you if you are unaware of their career prior to them coming to WWE, because I want to remind folks of their career. Eric and Ivar have been a tag team for almost 20 plus years. Before coming to NXT and then to the main roster in WWE, these two have wrestled around the world prior to that. They fought in Ring of Honor. They've been to Progress in the UK. They had a small stint in New Japan. Like they have wrestled around the world before coming to NXT Black and Gold and then to main roster. So I need folks to not forget that history between them. So I'm here for War Raiders becoming champions in Mexico because they have been wrestling around the world for 20 plus years and they will be fine, honestly. So I need people to calm down.
One other note about these guys. If I'm remembering correctly, they have won every single tag title in every single uh, I want to say division, but it's every single company they've been a part of.
Mm-hmm.
I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, because I know they won main roster for WWE. I believe they had it for NXT. I'm not 100% sure. I knew they had it for New. What's up?
They were tag champs in Progress and tag champs in New Japan too.
Yeah, that was my next step, was New Japan and then Progress. These people, these two guys of amazingness, have been tag champs in every single company they have wrestled for, to my knowledge. Now, granted, I could be wrong, and that's fine. I like being wrong because then I get to learn. But these guys are amazing. They're muscular, they're physical. They, you think that their style of wrestling that might not mesh well with Lucha, but it did, and it worked really, really good. And this match, I enjoyed the crap out of. This was for night one. This was definitely tied for second, because match 1 and match 3 are like right there.
Mm-hmm.
There were things that were better than in one than the other, and then there's things in the other that were better than the one, and so it's like they're like right there.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I don't have to say which is the best match, because we know which is the match of the year. Period. Don't care what.
Oh, you mean this next one we're going to talk about? But really quickly, afterwards, Pagano and Psycho Clown are fighting. Pagano leaves. Psycho Clown gets beat up in the ring by the War Raiders. Pagano thinks about it, and then he just leaves. So we're going to continue this dysfunction. But I'm just going to leave this graphic up here because, again, this is where that earlier statement I made that with the AAA underneath the same umbrella as all the other like main roster NXT, Evolve, and all that, how is it that the creative is so different where for WWE standards, because this was the best feud and the best match for WWE across any of their shows so far this year. My God, what a match. This is Mascara por Mascara, Mass versus Mass. This is the Americanos fighting each other. So this is El Grande Americano taking on Grande Americano Original. Everybody else has already talked to death about this over the last couple of weeks, but I'm gonna say my piece. This is why can't we get this on every other WWE show, specifically main roster? Like, what the flip? Now, I will say though, I don't know if it was partially because the crowd was in France yesterday for Monday Night Raw, but I wonder if main roster creative was like, damn, people are taking a doo-doo all over main roster and talking about AAA. We should probably step our game up, because Monday Night Raw last night was actually a really good show. But I think they did it because let's talk about this. So to give you some information, Kill, not only did we see this match 2 weeks ago as live on Noche de Los Grandes, but the last week on Raw, they aired this match again after Monday Night Raw went off the air because of how good it was. And I'm just sitting here and I'm just like, why can't we get this level of storytelling and matches on flipping main roster? God. But enough of my grievances, because this match ruled. We had blood. We had everything. we had lots of returns and run-ins. Like Pimpy came back, and I love her so much. Pimpinella, I love her so damn much. She came out, we had Grande Americano's homegirl show up, like her novia was in the crowd. We had bull whips, chairs, tables. Like this match had
Freaking
everything.
Rio dropping 20 feet off of the bleachers. He jumped off the side of the freaking Phototron. Like, he can't. That was. That's a long ass fucking drop.
It really is. And I have to say, shout out to the Monterrey, Mexico crowd, man, because they made this match even better. Like
Oh,
their
yeah.
energy the whole way through. This did not feel like an hour match. Like I was invested from beginning to end, and my God, this match ruled, and definitely in my top 10 at least for this year. Definitely going on my matches of the year.
Oh, this is my match of the year.
Mm.
In story, in argument, you could find any which way to say otherwise. No, this is the match of the year. You had so many good moves. You had so many good spots. You had a lot of storytelling prior to the match. You had a lot of storytelling during the match. You had a lot of storytelling after the match. This match will shape the rest of the year. And it literally, I can't talk enough about this, how great this is. This was so good. Chad Gable did an amazing job in his part. From what I understand, who was it? Pete Dunne produced the match.
Yep, he did. And I was like, oh my God, yes.
If that's the level of matches that Pete Dunne is producing, I need him to do more. Fucking give me more Pete Dunne matches. Like, holy crap.
This particular show, with all the people that were on our screen and all the people behind the stage, again, it tells me why isn't this level of creative what we are getting on our regular main roster shows. Like that is insane to me that we can get this in Mexico and AAA and in this company, but main roster can't give us the same thing. I was just like, I don't know how much of it is because I feel like Raw and SmackDown have to answer to TKO, and I don't feel like AAA is on the TKO radar like that. But my God, this match is definitely now because I watch everything. I'm not going to say this is my match of the year, but it is in that contention for me so far, and we're halfway through the year at this point. Like this match and another match that I watched in March so far are going up against each other for my match of the year when we get to our year-end podcast this year. But El Grande Americano wins. It is revealed that Grande Americano Original is Chad Gable. And he says he doesn't know when, he doesn't know where, but it will be back in AAA at some point, and I'm here for it. Then we get a confetti celebration. I'm like, my God, this main event really sold the show. And for me, actually, I'm gonna wait until we actually no, I'm gonna talk about it now. Um, I don't want to get too personal. I don't want to get too sentimental here. It's my show though, so we're gonna do what we want. Um, for me personally, and this is as a result for Nick and Matt and Sean who don't follow Lucha Libre in general, like I do here with CMLL and now with us covering AAA. To hear them fall like telling me and texting me like them falling in love with the lucha libre culture, the Mexican crowd, like the energy, the pageantry, everything to that. Um, my God, I promise I wasn't gonna cry. Um, it makes me super happy as somebody who loves and his culture of being and especially being a Puerto Rican and Mexican kid growing up here in the United States during these times. It really makes me happy to see that the art of lucha libre is still one of those things that people can find love and a passion for, and newer people who are getting into it appreciate everything and see it beyond like the stereotypes that we see with our luchadores on main roster. And the fact that is that lucha libre is alive and well, and it can be presented in a way that's not a joke, like we have seen WWE do with the luchadors for so damn long. So that is my TED talk. If I keep going, I will cry on stream, and that's not what we're here for.
I mean, no one's given us enough subs on Twitch to make me cry. So, but I do want to remind you one very important thing, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Considering what time it is and what today is, make sure you go vote for Mr. NXT.
Oh my god.
He just, it's funny is I'm sitting there, I happen to get a notification off of TikTok, and it's Shiloh Hill sending out a reminder to his message board for his followers to go vote for Mr. NXT.
Funny.
And I'm like, oh hell yes, give me Shiloh Hill. And did you see? So I know we're on AAA, but I want to gush a little bit about my favorite brand, which is NXT.
Uh-huh.
Did you see Tatum's costume?
I have. I saw her little video you sent me. Can't wait to watch it after we're done here.
I'm probably gonna watch it tomorrow because
you should.
Yeah,
because we got a show tomorrow.
I know we have a show tomorrow, but I'm gonna watch it tomorrow so that way I can just after this I can either decompress with some more video games because I just got something that's actually really, really cool and actually enjoying the crap out of it, which we'll go into in another stream. All right, but next.
Yeah, high point of the 2 weeks, favorite match of the 2 weeks. Yes. All right, let's get into week 2 really quickly. This was a little bit of a shorter episode, easier to go through. So first and foremost, we had a fatal 5-way match. This was a number 1 contenders match to see who would be the first challenger up for the AAA Cruiserweight Championship. So in this match, we have, of course, representing main roster, we have Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro, as well as Lince Dorado, Octagon Jr., and Mini Vikingo. Mini Vikingo, you get one of these. You 13-year-olds, you get one of these. Like, my gosh. 13 years old, and you are hella great already. You are going to have a great career ahead of you. This is a fun one. Definitely Lince Dorado and Mini Vikingo were the standouts for this one. And it really did come down to those two, but Lince Dorado would win, and he is the number 1 contender to challenge Rey Fenix for the AAA Cruiserweight Championship in the near future. This is a fun fatal 5-way.
Yeah, this from what I could see, because I mentioned this off stream, but when I tried to watch it back today to make sure that I caught everything, every 5 minutes, if not 3 minutes, YouTube kept going ad, literally in the middle of someone coming out, in the mid, like 2 minutes into a match. Like I'll be like, okay, cool, ad. Are you fucking serious? Skip. It's like, and Mini Vikingo, fucking phenomenal kid.
13 years old.
He's the first time he got in the ring was 4 years old.
Yep.
I'm like, this kid, dude, adult, whatever the fuck he is, holy shit.
He is 13 years old, Kilt. And like, people don't believe me when I tell them this, but like true luchadores and luchadoras in Mexico, like when I tell them that, they think I'm joking. No, these kids start out as soon as they're able to walk and have somewhat of hand-eye coordination and are able to coordinate their bodies. A lot of these wrestlers start training like when they turn 6 and 7 and 8 years old. Like they start young.
Yeah. When this guy can, because again, we get into that weird gray area of child labor. Gray area. Anyway, when this guy is able, I want to see him, the youngest OG and the youngest in charge, in the 3-way.
Yeah, Mini Vikingo, Leon Slater, Javon Evans would slap so hard.
I would retire from wrestling commentary. Like, I have seen it all. I'm good. I don't need to see anything else. And then someone will say something cool like a Stairway to Hell match, and I'd be like, okay, I'll be right there.
No, but this was a fun fatal five way. Lince Dorado will be challenging Rey Fenix in the new future for the title. So moving on, we did get a little bit of a small little press conference with our general manager of AAA, Rey Mysterio, and he talked about how great the mass versus mass match was and how it was great. But probably the most important thing to come out of this little press conference segment is that yes, the AAA Mega Championship will be defended at night 2 of Triple Mania, which was the next big event happening in September. But he didn't say that Dom would be defending that title, but whoever is the AAA Mega Champion will be defending it in the main event of night 2 of Triple Mania this year. And I'm like, "Oh boy." So and Dom will be at AAA June 20th. So Dom is coming back.
I mean, he has to defend the title.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't had. I don't know of how many defenses he's had. I think he's defended like once or twice, but he has not defended the Mega Champion title like
And
since he's
quite some
got it
bit. Yeah.
outside. And so it's like, come on, he needs to. We need to finish the burn of fucking Judgment Day. Hurry the fuck up. We're gonna complain about what's going on in the main roster in another year. Ugh. But he needs to defend the title. He
My
can't just stick.
money, yeah. My money is I think that when we get to September, I think it's going to be Dom versus Grande Americano.
Oh hell yeah!
I think is the match for that title.
That would
And
be
Grande Americano wins in Triple Mania. Like holy hell.
exactly yes. Oh my god! I'm not gonna
We
lie. When they announced the dates and for Triple Mania,
mhm.
I looked up flights, I looked up hotels, and I then realized, yeah, that's $5,000 I don't have.
No, you don't. But that Triple Mania will be happening in September. The Mega Championship will be in the main event of night 2 of Triple Mania this year, so that's going to be fun. Alrighty, last match in main eventing week 2, we have a Relevos Australianos match, which is which is a type of trios and slash tag team match in Lucha Libre, in which tags aren't necessarily the most important thing, and like you can have everybody in the ring at the same time, but we have La Catalina teaming up with NXT Women's Champion and one half of the AAA Mixed Tag Team Champions, Lola Vice. And of course, everybody's favorite, Bailey, as well. Those three are taking on Los Toxicas, which of course includes our AAA Reina de Reinas champion, La Flammer. Love Flammer. She's fantastic. This was a fun main event that utilized each individual person's strength, but it was really fun to see like the double teams and the triple team maneuvers and submissions and things like that. This was really good. And of course, as I kind of figured it was going to go, La Catalina, Lola Vice, and Bailey pick up the win here with La Catalina pinning Flammer, which we already know is going to lead to La Catalina challenging for the title down the line, which I'm excited for. This was a fun main event, and I love that all 6 of these women got to shine. So, no notes. I had fun with this one.
No notes. Bailey, what the fuck? When did you learn Spanish?
She knows Spanish and Japanese. Homegirl is talented, and I just need main roster to do more with her because Tony Khan is calling.
I mean, come on.
I'm just saying. But what a main event for week 2. This was fun. La Catalina again is probably going to challenge for the champion for the Reina de Reinas championship down the line. And yeah, and Kilt, that is Noche de los Grandes. These was a really fun 2 weeks, really fun event from AAA, and I'm excited to continue to cover AAA in down the line. So it's gonna be a good time. So, but yeah,
I'm excited. We're gonna have so much fun. with everything that's going on now, and I cannot wait for us to be able to see more.
I'm here for it all. But that is going to be it for the Ay Caramba post show here. So before we get up on out of here, just to let you know that we have a stacked week ahead of us. Tomorrow night, we are back to our regular double feature schedule. Of course, we have NXT at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And then at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern is our CMLL post show. Then on Thursday, another double header. Benny and I will be here to talk about some Mystery Wrestling 26. And then I will also be covering Progress Wrestling's Chapter 195, Wonder Brawl 2, which is the first show underneath our new Progress Wrestling owners of Big Damo and Nikki Storm, formerly known as Nikki Cross of WWE. So the real life husband and wife duo purchased Progress Wrestling not too long ago, and I will be talking about how their first show as the new owners of Progress went. We got new champions, we got some fun matchups, and I'm going to be here Thursday night talking about it. Then we wrap up the week on Friday with our TNA post show where Will and I will be talking about everything. We got a championship match, we got some craziness happening, all in the fun world of professional wrestling entertainment. Me and Kilt got to get up on out of here, but thank you so much for tuning in to Ay Caramba. We will be back with our NXT Losos and Los Lobos de la Lucha shows tomorrow. But from all of us here at BC WrestlePod to you at home, remember, take care of yourself, love one another, stay iconic, and more importantly than anything, you always deserve to finish your story. We'll catch you tomorrow for our double header. But until then, sayonara, adios, and until next time, peace.